Hello, I'm Jerry Rigged, and this is the Duskers Daily Challenge for September 12th, 2017. Looking at yesterday's leaderboard, only 23 entries, and LB took away the top score of 850. Congratulations. That was a good trick with driving into the room and then teleporting out. I scored 803, taking a little bit of a longer time in the radiation and possibly having less drone health, I don't recall. Dano scored a 785, Zgoyan 7 scored a 780 along with Stardire, Tutuya 3 IFN, Noob Atlantis Stewart, Peak, McTinchy, Big Boss Hard Facts. Noxkitney scored 13th with a 679. Marvin scored 14th with a 670, and Copper 20th with a 640. Some of that could have been a difference of having ship scan or not as well. Let's go ahead and get to today's challenge. It's a little late, but I've got most of the recording I want to do. One thing, just kind of as a teaser, I guess. I am considering doing, or I'm actually not considering doing, I'm going to do a Shadow of War. I can't remember what it's not Lord of the Rings, it's, I don't remember. It's Lord of the Rings-ish. Anyway, Shadow of War, no, Shadow of Mordor. I'm going to start playing that and recording that for when Mass Effect, Hitman, and Surge all finish probably in the next few weeks. And I'm going to put up the first video maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night, maybe when I record it, which I haven't done yet. And I probably won't play much after that. If you're interested in that, check out the video. I'm going to go over the details and the complications in the video, so that'll be that. But that's neither here nor there. That's not related to this. So let's go ahead and get checking. Have average drone health, more or less, with sensor today and no other upgrades. 3 infestations on a Muteki A, so it could be a decently sized ship. Like a generator and an open door right off the bat, and nothing in the starting room, so that sucks. I forgot to drop a sensor in the lander, or the... yeah. No defense turrets on that part of the ship. Oh, this sucks so bad. Fuck. Without knowing whether or not I have slime, I can't just lock a drone into R3. Okay, that's gonna have to be what I do. Maybe. I do hear swarm. Maybe? That's probably a leaper. Okay, that's half my time gone. Man, this is not good. This is not a good layout. Let's see what I can do with this while I have time. Let's try to move it in there. See if I get a back and forth going on. Based on that, R6 or R7 might have been empty. Shit. Now, this might not be perfectly safe. It's not perfectly safe. It is not perfectly safe. Shit. But I know I'm not dealing with sentries yet. The number of enemies and the room configurations that I'm having to shuffle around are not good. Okay, waiting for the 6-minute mark. Especially the fact that I haven't found sentries yet, but I'm moving 2 things around. Makes me really worry that I'm dealing with slime. But it could be a big ship and not have that problem. This should be safe. Okay, so I can open D21 and let that through. And R7 should be safe. This is going to be a long ship, I think. I think. Just because I'm having to shuffle around so much. Just in case... Just in case there's a vent in there, I want to check and make sure. I'm going to go ahead and end. I'm going to give it a good 40 seconds just to make sure that there's nothing that spawned yet. I can't really control beyond that point. Door 39, no longer responding. Well, that's probably okay. If swarm is a factor, I don't know what I want to be a factor. I mean, R7 could be filled with slime, at which point I'm not getting any further on this ship. That's not true. I could vent it from R4. That would suck, but it would let me get further on the ship. All the scrap. Please, no vent. No vent. The only problem is I'm seriously running out of room to put these things. D33, I guess. Still no attack. Let's let those move around a little bit. I don't hear any swarm. Three infestations tells me that something's going to go bad at some point. But nothing has yet. I mean, that could just be leapers, but... no defense turrets. Well, that's... Alright, let's see how much more I can cram in here. Sentry? Sentry. Shit. So how do I want to do this? If D10 can... if R8 can clear up again, I can open D17 and just suffer that. I'd like to close that. Please. No, I don't want to do that. 12 minutes worried about slime. Of course, now's when you do it. And actually, I can say for certain what the infestations are now. No, I do hear swarm. So I can say for certainty that there isn't slime today. Fair certainty, not absolute certainty, so I'm not going to take the chance. Damn it. I need that door 10 to clear up. That R8. There is so much moving between those rooms. Now, those two rooms are well and truly dead to me now because there's almost no way I can isolate the sentry. I've got Swarm and Leapers and Sentry, I think. I'm sure the Sentry. I'm sure the Swarm. I heard it. Fairly confidently. And probably Leaper, just because it was moving around and I couldn't hear a Swarm. So I don't think I'm dealing with Slime. I think I'm dealing with one of everything else. But, I mean, there's no real way to be absolutely sure. And this is kind of a moment of truth where bad things could happen. There's another generator room. R5 should be clear. Okay. See what we've got. I've got this maze of rooms that I'm traveling through all the time to get where I need to go. Whatever's across from D14 looks safe, but is it? It's a long run. I've got a door open, so Swarm should not be an issue, but if it starts attacking a door, I'm kind of screwed. Of course you did, Hal. Of course you did. Come on! Oh, that's great. What am I dealing with? Any of a number of rooms would completely screw up my whole strategy here. Come on. 2, 3, 8, 7, 9. Any of those. Alright. What do I got? Could be anything. Okay. There's a big open room, completely safe. Check through 36 next. I don't think slime is a thing today, but I still have no way to verify safely. I'm not going to risk putting a drone in R12, for instance, just to spawn slime. Oh, son of a bitch. This may be what makes the difference. Door 16 is being attacked. It shouldn't stay being attacked for long. If it does, then I'm screwed. Finally, a defense. Time, I can't really do much with what I've got. Next move, I guess. I don't have time to do it, but next move, I think I'm going to move whatever's in R10 out of R10, put it in R13, and test R11. Door 28. just in case, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Please don't be a sentry. Today is the day that I actually don't want sentries. Door 16 can be attacked all at once. Kind of. Maybe. Very wasteful for time. Especially... shit. Very wasteful for time, especially considering... I'm fairly confident on what the infestations are, but just I can't take the risk. With the access problems this ship has, there's still an airlock I haven't found, and this is a super tall ship. Shit. That is a problem. That's a big problem. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any further. Because R12 doesn't have a generator. There's something on the other side of R5. But I have a sentry patrolling around multiple rooms. You know what I need to do, I guess, is move the sentry into R5. I can't close it. I need to be able to close it. I can if I can move the sentry into R5, then I'll at least get it out of the way. I'll put some extra sensors in there to make sure that I have all the sentries there could be. Maybe. I mean, if one is in R10 and it moves straight into R5 and there's one in R14, I mean, that doesn't really do much for me. If I close D28, I can move whatever is in R10 into R5, or R11 into R10. That's what I'll do. I don't know that there's anything in there, actually. I don't have time. And 2 got stuck. That's great. If this timing works out, then it'll be fantastic. If it doesn't, I will not be surprised. I've got 8 seconds. I don't have enough time. 2, 1... So I'm pretty sure now that there isn't slime. I do not want to blow A3, because especially if I can find... As much as I'll have to move literally back and forth across the entire ship, as much, you know, I have at least one turret, and I can use that turret. That also explains why D-28 was attacked briefly and then stopped. I don't know where D12 is, but please don't open it. D12's not actually on. I don't think that's a swarm. I think that's a leaper. But there's no generator in here, which... which means this is the end of my quest. I'm gonna have to think on this a moment. Door 30 is being attacked. Oh, no! Jeez. Crap. That was Swarm. Okay, so... I have no real safe way to get a swarm out of R14 or whatever is on the other side of D9. One of those two rooms must contain the generator, possibly the last generator on the ship. If I can isolate the sentry, I can work. I've got to think about this, and I've got to commit to it. I think I'm past the point of worrying about slime. I'm a half hour in, and I want to get through this ship. I'm determined, but... I'm also suffering from a critical lack of resources. Not resources, but... I never considered I could do this. Okay, let's dock to A3 so A3 stays safe. How do I do this? I want the sentry in R5. That's number one. don't know why I thought there was something in there. After that, I get the sentry into R5 and then push it into R13. I guess. That's fine. So I'm definitely dealing with the three mobile enemies, no slime. Fairly confident on that now. Oh, son of a bitch. I was going to open D20, but that's on the other generator arc. Christ, but I wouldn't give for remote power or reroute power, especially reroute power today. Okay. Let's see if I can lure something into one of these rooms. It's unlikely. Hello. Well, that's a start. Okay. So what am I betting? I'm betting that a swarm was in R14 or the other door, and a sentry was in the other one. And I've gotten everything out, and there's no vents. I'm betting at 80 hit point. There we go. Quickly, please, all of you, stop fucking around and get out. Do it before it spreads to R11, please. You know what? Let it spread. That'll tell me whether or not any of them are leapers, at least. One of them is probably a leaper. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. There's nothing in those rooms, and I doubt that I'm going to get a ship scan to deal with them. That is definitely a leaper in R11. Okay. So that confirms that I have all three. Because I know I have Sentry, I know I have Swarm, and I know I have something moving around in a radiation-filled room. Okay, moment of truth. I might lose mouse. There is a vent. I mean, that vent is now, at this point, guaranteed to be empty. But what have I moved out of here? I moved 2 swarms out of here, which could have spawned from the vent. May have. One of those rooms may have been clear. Seven minutes. I'm at 40 minutes right now. R13, the only... Fuck. Alright, let's trap it in there. I think that's done. I think that's as safe as it's going to be, and I don't think there's anything else in here. There is another generator in here. There's a... Man. I hear more swarm. Here's praying, because if something does spawn from that vent, I am screwed. Okay, so here's the problem. May as well do this from D25. Oh, Christ. Seriously? How can I be hearing the swarm from here? Holy Christ! I'm done. Jesus Christ. I'm not done, actually. There is one more thing that needs to be done here. It's gonna sting a little. But it should be worth it. Jesus Christ. 26 was already open. 27 and 12 were broken. There's no way and there's nowhere to lure them. Holy Christ. That's just insane. So I have two complications here. I think I... So this sentry is now in 16 and 14, moving back and forth. I hope I do this right. Radiation spreads, I don't care. So it should be trapped in R11. It should be moving into the center of the room and it should die. I have no way to check that, but it is what it is. Nope, it looks like it dropped the scrap right there. 1 minute, R13, 45% chance. This may or may not go bad for me. I'm going to go ahead and do this. That dropped 3 total. Took 15 damage, but got 60 in return, so that's good. Okay, I'm safe in this room from the asteroid strike, if it happens. I would like to get that other sentry, and I have ways, kind of. I don't like them, but I could make them work. Shit. And now I get to be creative. Okay. So here's my way. I open D7, I open D30, and I book it down to R3. That means radiation is going to spread to 10, 9, and eventually 7. I know that I have a sentry. I know that it's moving between 4 and 6. All I need to do is drop a lot of sensors in R8, and open up D10. And hopefully it ends up clear. Because if it doesn't end up clear, I'm kind of going to be screwed if there's a leaper in there. I guess I don't really need one for this plan. So, D7, D30. An end. Why are you spamming Skype? Please stop spamming Skype. Four pictures all at once for no reason. 5 pictures all at once for no reason. Oh, no, that's a response. Okay. That actually worked a lot better than I expected it to. I can't send the sentry through R7 because it won't fit in the room properly. Let's hope this doesn't break again. That's fine. I'll go ahead and dock you to A3. That's fine. Okay, so I want to open D33, and I want to open D21 to get the radiation started. I can't believe that right there. That's just so horrible. Lost video for drone 3, that's fine. Whew, man. So horrible. Okay. Now I just have to hope that the Leaper doesn't end up moving to R8, because if it does, I will probably never know. I want to wait for the radiation to finish, actually. Finished in D21. Let's see if I open on R7. Let's see if I open D21. Maybe that'll be faster. That's complete speculation. I mean, it would make sense though if it increased faster if there was a room that had radiation, you know, had a higher radiation that would bleed in addition to spreading. That's finished. Okay. As soon as the first one is attacked, I'm closing the... No, I don't want to close the door. I want to wait for the last one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 total. I want to wait for the last one just because I hope that it'll actually die before they stop. It may or may not. But if I can get a clear bill of health, then I can open the door and not worry about it. Because I'm kind of paranoid about having a Leaper. I know at least one of the things in there is a Leaper. Let's see, that's 3. Shit. That actually happened pretty quick. I don't care what else may or may not be in that room. Okay. One more scrap. That is what that is. I took 10 more damage getting that one more scrap, but it's still a net positive, and it's still a positive just for that one piece. Let's end. I'm done. There's nothing else to do on this ship. I could close D18, but you know what? Doesn't seem particularly necessary. Holy Christ. That's just... I'm going to say it. You know, it's funny because I said it that one day in response to the previous day, and that day's challenge was pretty good. Today's challenge... I wish that I'd figured out that it wasn't slime sooner. But beyond that, pretty good overall. It's an extremely big ship, and getting through all of it would be extremely difficult. But the ship itself, I got lucky I didn't have to deal with a one of the radiation vents hitting. So, and that could have been a lot worse. But the ship itself is fine. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Total of 950, 20 scrap, 1 propulsion, 1 jump fuel. Starting score of, let's see, that's 200, 290, 520. Picked up 1 ship upgrade. Drone upgrades would have been very helpful on this ship, whether it was motion or anything else. Sensor is a very slow process, and especially considering I didn't take the chance with slime until like 20 minutes in. Yeah, that went a lot longer than it really probably should have. I apologize for the length, but good run. Holy Christ, LB, you got lucky. Probably got a ship scan, maybe drone health, and wow, that's incredible. I would have loved to finish the rest of the ship, but it's just not possible with the layout that I had. 3 open doors. There's no way. None. I have second right now. LB has first with a 1180. I have second with a 950. Bernie Astako an 845. Dano a 659. That's a very upsetting score, but I don't know what happened with that first radiation. Dargard has a 440. So between between Swarm and Leapers and Sentries just thrown into the mix with sensors to work with, a very challenging ship, and LB may have made the discovery early on that there wasn't slime, or I kind of wish that I'd been more sure of my determination. I was fairly confident that something was a Leaper because I didn't hear Swarm and it moved, and it didn't attack sensors. I was absolutely confident that there were Swarm because I heard them, and I was absolutely confident that there was a Sentry. That said, sometimes the Swarm are kind of hard to hear, and it was really weird with that one room where I was over all the way on the edge, but I could hear them very well, like they were right beside the door, but it was a big room. So, a little strange there. That said, I'm happy with my performance. It was an extremely long run, but it's very thorough, and I used all the tools that I had to pretty good effect, really. I got very lucky with the Swarm, I'll admit. Despite the ending, despite finding that room that was completely blown open with Swarm, I got very lucky that I was able to clear out our 14 and 16, I think, and not have to deal with Swarm going back and forth and sneaking in and destroying my drones, which is probably what happened with Dargard, or he could have gotten trapped on the ship at some point and had something bad happen. I guess there really isn't too much else to say about this ship. A pretty good ship overall, if a little challenging. But what would the game be? What would a game be without some challenge? I mean, you don't want it easy. You don't want it like the other day where it's just this one ship and it's got a sentry and that's it. So the only real challenge is how do you get the sentry. That's not a big challenge. People who've been playing for a while, they can do it. I did it. LB did it. Dano did it. Marvin did it. Or you don't go for it because it's a sentry and it's not really worth it. It's kind of worth it. But, you know, I like a good challenge. This was a good challenging ship. It wasn't one of the ships that's just going to kick you again and again and again. But you had to work your way through it. Chew your way through it. So, if you haven't done your run yet, there's a lot that can go right, a lot that can go wrong on this ship. If you have, leave a comment with your own experiences. I'm sure there are so many, and strategies. I'm sure there are many of those too for approaching a ship like this. Again, my only regret is that I didn't trust my gut when I said there's 3 infestation, no slime, and I wasted a lot of time moving back and forth. A lot of time that may not have ended badly in that last room that I reached, if not for that fact. If you'd like to check out other playthroughs, you can see Marvin, Copper, Deno416, LB, Duskitney, Faxtoja, Ion Mark III, and Genton1999, all linked in the video description. If you enjoyed, do please like, and have a good day.